Good morning, my fellow Aggies, and welcome to Write Right, the University Writing Center student podcast. I'm your host, Megan Wall, and in today's episode, we'll be taking you on a crash course in resume writing. Why is writing a resume so important? Because in today's competitive job market, your resume is a critical marketing tool. A good resume will set you apart from the crowd of college graduates that flood the job market every year. To help us understand how to better write a resume, Stan and Mandy are here from the Career Center with all the tips we need. So listen up, because in no time, you too will be able to create a unique, professional, and enticing resume and successfully launch your career.
Good morning, students. I'm Stan from the Career Center.
And I'm Mandy.
And we're here to help you write a resume.
Now, I know all of you are just itching to sit down and start writing up that resume.
Not really.
But hold on. First, you must determine your purpose. That purpose should be to sell yourself, not by telling your life story, but by pertinent, unique details that make you stand out.
Oh, yeah, like being pretty.
Sure, honey.
Well, I totally think like being able to chug a gallon of milk in 12 minutes makes me stand out.
That's good, son. But better make sure the skills and accomplishments you're listing relate to the job you're applying for.
How do we know what kind of skills to put down?
Well, you can start by doing your research. Find out the mission statement of the company that you're applying for and what their company goals are. Better yet, talk to someone within the company if you can. You should gear your resume specifically for the job that you're applying for instead of just giving out a generic resume.
So, what should my resume look like?
Well, the appearance should be clean, simple, and professional. But it should also be a reflection of you. Some basic guidelines that we tell people are, as an undergrad or recent graduate, you probably only need one page. Use a basic font that's easy to read, such as Times New Roman or Arial. Keep it simple. Don't overuse italics, bold, or underline. Divide your page into separate sections: personal data, educational background, leadership experience, work experience, activities, and skills. Include an objective and references if specified.
We're going to walk you through each section one by one and answer all of the questions. First, we're going to start with the personal data section.
Oh, I love the personals. Well, I guess I should put that I'm 5'7", curvy, I love dogs, and I'm single and ready to mingle.
Tammy, your future employer doesn't need to know everything that's on your Facebook profile.
Typically, Tammy, this information goes at the top of your resume. You should use your full name, current and permanent address, telephone number, and the email you can be reached at. Often the name is centered at the top or put in a larger font such as a 12 to 14 point or bolded.
So, what font size should the rest of the resume be in?
Well, each section should have a heading in about a 12-point font, and the text in the body of the section should be no smaller than a 10-point font. To put emphasis on separate sections, you can bold the headings and put spaces between each one. Moving on to the objective.
Is that like a goal? My mom says I lack directions, so I don't know what you want there.
Duh, Rick, it's easy. The objective just states what you are wanting from the company.
That's right, Cindy. You don't have to have one, though. It's good if you know exactly what specific job you want. Otherwise, that information can go in the cover letter. Now, on to the education section. Here's what you should include in this section, starting with your most recent education. First, name and location, city and state, of the college or university. Second, degree received along with major and minor. Third, graduation date, including month and year or expected graduation date. And fourth, your GPA.
Well, my GPA isn't like that good. It's a 2.3, so should I just leave it off?
Well, Rick, it's a good idea to include your GPA, even if it's not the most impressive aspect of your resume. If a job only wants people with 3.5 and above, it's better that you find out sooner rather than later their requirements, so that no one is wasting their time.
I did very well within my major of computer engineering, graphically designing video games, but those weed-out courses my freshman year really brought down my cumulative GPA. What should I do?
In that case, you can just put your major GPA if you want.
Well, I did my first 2 years at Blinn before I came to A&M. There I had a 4.0. So, can I just show that?
Well, Rick, it's fine to include your GPA from that school as long as you completed at least 30 hours there.
Well, I've taken a lot of different types of courses that have given me experience I could use in a new job. How could I include those?
It's okay to include between 4 to 6 relevant courses that your employer may not have known about, especially if they're relevant to a new job.
And one other thing for the education section. I'm sure that some of you are paying for your own school, or have at least half of it being funded either through scholarships, grants, or loans. If so, include this on your resume, because It can show your academic excellence, determination, and work ethic. Also, if you've ever made the dean's list or have a class rank, any awards or scholarships, you can put those in a separate honors category.
All right, guys, enough with education. Let's move on to the work experience section. In this section, you want to list your full-time and part-time positions, internships, or co-op jobs. You should start with the most relevant job and then put all the rest in order from most recent to least recent. Include the job title, company or organization name, city and state of location, and dates of employment.
Now, under the job title, you want to briefly describe your duties at the job. When doing this, use short phrases instead of complete sentences and begin each phrase with an action verb. The types of action verbs you use can be categorized into 3 groups: how you interact with people, things, and ideas. Luckily for you guys, we brought in Action Verb Al, the singing chipmunk, to explain this better.
Hey kids, I'm Action Verb Al. Well, if you dealt with people, use words like administered, advised, analyzed, arranged, assisted, collaborated.
So, like, if I worked at a country club as a cart boy, I could say managed course operations, including greeting customers and parking carts.
Yes, but if you dealt with things, use words like compiled, completed, constructed, created, designed.
So if I was a waitress at a restaurant, I could say facilitated sales and generated revenue.
Uh-huh. And if you dealt with ideas, use words like devised, implemented, integrated, maintained, modified.
And since I was head of my guild in World of Warcraft, I'm qualified as a network manager.
That's right, son. Thanks, Al.
Do any of you have any questions so far?
Well, what if I don't have any actual work experience to put down? It's just that I haven't had time for a real job with taking 17 hours and doing fish camp, student council, and my sorority.
Well, Cindy, I'm glad you asked that because leadership experience is what we were going to talk about next. Leadership, responsibility, teamwork, and organization are all important qualities that employers are looking for, and those can be gained from organizations too.
In your case, Cindy, you should put most of your emphasis on the leadership section of your resume. Here you can include the professional affiliations, clubs, organizations, and campus activities that you played a leadership role in. Be sure to put down the name of the organization, dates of involvement, and any offices you held or committees you chaired. As with the work experience section, describe your duties and responsibilities within the organization using action verbs.
Now on to the activities section.
Oh, I have lots of activities. I run 2 miles every Monday and Wednesday, get my nails done every other Saturday, and tan on Tuesdays.
Cindy, I don't think a job wants to hear about your weekly beauty routine.
You're right, Rick. Sorry, Tammy. While those are activities, we're looking more for organizations or groups that you were a member of or helped out with but did not have a leadership role.
Oh, so it'd be good if I put that I'm on the Aggie Roadrunners team and that I helped my dorm raise $2,000 for breast cancer at last year's Relay for Life.
Cindy, those are perfect. Now on to the skills section.
Yeah, what if I don't even have any good skills? Like nunchuck skills, bow hunting skills, computer hacking skills. Oh, I've got those, but yeah.
This just in. Recent statistics show that the top 10 qualities employers seek are, drumroll please, communication skills,
Honesty and integrity,
teamwork skills,
interpersonal skills,
motivation or initiative,
a strong work ethic,
analytical skills,
flexibility and adaptability,
computer skills.
organizational skills.
Well, that's all the main sections, kids. Moving right along.
So, like, what if I have other stuff that won't fit in the categories and I still want to put it on there? What do I do?
Calm down, I didn't forget. Sometimes you need an extra category for random other stuff. Go ahead and create this and include any studies or travels abroad, military experience, publications and presentations, relevant projects completed, special training, licensure, or certifications. You can label it accordingly.
Well, that's it. Any questions?
Hey, did you get all that?
What did she say?
Oh, I just woke up.
Well, there you go. Whether you're an incoming freshman or a graduating senior, it's never too early to get started on your resume. This process will take some time, but rest assured, the work you're doing now will pay off big in the future, because it may mean a new job. And remember, you're not alone. The Career Center, located in Coldest Room 209, has a trained staff ready to assist you in writing your resume. And don't hesitate to stop by the University Writing Center here on the second floor of Evans Library, where we can help you with resume writing as well as all of your other writing needs. As always, I'm Megan Wall, hoping you'll join us next time for another exciting episode of Write Right.